Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 238 of the Massenomics podcast. We are the lifting podcast about nerfing. My name's Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
And this is a lot of nerfing, but also some
Actually, I did
things.
have to laugh in one of our latest posts. Someone said, "No, we are the latest, we are the podcast about nothing and like disposable goods or something."
Well, that was, of course, that was in the big shakedown comment where someone called us out for our political. That was all part of that, wasn't it?
I have to find it because it made me laugh. We are the. The thread has many comments in it, so it takes more than a second to get here.
Yeah.
Massenomics, the podcast about nothing and throwaway culture. There we go.
Yeah, because the one guy said that our silly pints.
Matthias Cash,
Yeah.
Our silly pints, they're people don't invest in things that aren't, people aren't buying plastics, but they are going, the comment doesn't make any sense, so I can't make it. Right. I'm not actually
basically
sure.
Like they're saying it's just cheap crap and buy glass and metal and it's like, it's a cup. Dude, it's a cup. Yeah. And actually they're pretty nice.
They are pretty nice.
It's not made of glass. We've also have sold glass ones before, but
it is more durable than glass.
And it's a hell of a lot easier to ship. I can tell you that.
We'll get more to that later though.
First, today's sponsors. This show is brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home of the Ground Lock deadlift slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using our discount code MASS20 at checkout. Today's episode is also brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. This episode is also brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training-related, nutrition and body composition-related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. Use our discount code there. It's MASS in all caps, and that'll save you 5% off on any training or nutrition memberships for the entire life of the membership at hybridperformancemethod.com. And last but not least, this episode is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. There's something funny I think about, more so in the long ad read for Texas Power Bars. I picture, was it, who discovered gravity with the apple on his head? Isaac Newton. And I suppose it's maybe myth that an apple fell on his head and that's what really happened. But I picture that Buddy Caps was sitting beneath a tree and like an apple fell on his head in 1980. And he was like, the Texas Power Bar.
The Texas Power Bar was born.
Yeah, the Texas Power Bar was born. Like that's how it happened. He's like, I need to make a bar that's strong as a house with the best knurling and can be maintenance free. Yeah. It's like, yes, this is it.
It's almost too easy.
I need a bar that where hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more, visit texaspowerbars.com. That's our sponsors for 238. We've got a special guest today, a world-renowned guest.
I mean, that
Daniel.
really doesn't narrow down our guests, though, when you say
true,
world
that
record.
most of them are world record holders and world-renowned, but this one maybe
even
totaled
more.
Yeah, he's totaled more in powerlifting, raw powerlifting than any man ever, Daniel Bell.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk to him more later, ask him some really hard-hitting questions, of course.
Yep.
You know what the show's really been lacking, though, lately, and someone called us out again on it, is weather updates.
Okay, so this is what was actually number one on my list here, Tanner.
Because now we really need to, there's weather to be updated.
Not only, so we are in, what's the date today? The 20th of
20th,
October?
I think, yeah.
I mean, we almost made it through October without any major weather. But
Right.
as of today, it has snowed twice now.
Yep.
And as of right now, they're predicting 8 inches in the next 24 hours?
Like starting maybe by the time we finish podcasting, it's probably going to be snowing even maybe.
So our first blizzard.
At least and of course, if you don't know, we're referring to northeast South Dakota.
Yes. Just one direction short of all of them.
We're in western northeast South Dakota.
We are, though. We are.
We are kind
on
of
the west side.
Because if you would consider like Millbank is really northeast South Dakota,
yeah.
We're kind of western northeast South Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, any farther west, you're in central South Dakota.
Right.
And yeah, we are in the western side.
You would not really go much farther west until you don't really call it northeastern.
No, to me, because my hometown really is the northeast corner. Like you are miles from the Minnesota border. That's why to me, Aberdeen always feels like they're a little pushing it, saying, but they do.
Yeah.
And people do agree it is northeast South Dakota, but any farther west, and you're getting past
which makes us western, north, east, South Dakota. And it's important to say it that way with equal spaces between each western, north, east, South Dakota.
Yep. Every word gets equal emphasis. Yes. No word is more important than the other.
So that way, when you hear it, you can't decipher exactly what it even means. Like, what are you saying?
It's a very mysterious place.
Yeah.
So we do have snow coming in, Tanner. And boy, am I glad we got those new Massenomics sweatshirts to be wearing.
Just in the nick of time, huh?
Just barely made the cutoff on that one.
What would we have done? We would have just been rocking around in old sweatshirts or just
so.
T-shirts still.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the T-shirts are going to look really good. Around
you're just going to be really cold if you live in western, northeast, South Dakota.
Yeah. And speaking of that, our drop, we talked about, we were hyping the drop up last week. All of our stuff did show up in time.
Yes.
The last stragglers came in at the last minute, which it looked like they were going to. Everything else we were pretty well organized in.
Yeah.
But there's just a couple things that just kept taking a little longer than what it was going to, and a little longer.
Yeah.
But they did show up at the last minute, so everything could get sent out. And overall, it was a pretty successful drop for us.
It was a good drop. I think the lift hard, live easy.
People are about that lifestyle.
Yeah, just like we are.
Yeah.
And so we talked about that last time because we knew what was going to be out, so we were talking about the stuff and the thought process behind it. But I would emphasize again, lift hard, live easy makes a lot of sense for Massenomics. And like anyone that's into Massenomics, I feel like it probably makes a lot of sense to you because like we like lifting, but we're not like rage 24/7. This isn't West Side Barbell over here. We're not like going to get in fist fights in the gym over like we're going to bullshit in the gym in between
we don't
sets.
have like this angry 80-year-old man in the corner of the gym.
Right. It'd be like if someone was like that in there, you'd be like, man, that guy sucks. Like
who let this guy in?
Like I was hoping it was going to be fun today. I came here because
I'm just looking for something fun to do and to kind of lift in my free time, I guess. But. That's
calling me out because I'm not doing what he wants me to do today.
He keeps staring me in the eye when he's on the reverse hyper over there.
But that lift hard, live easy thing, the silly pints were one of the last things to come in. So when we recorded last time, we didn't have them in our hands yet, but they are pretty cool.
Yeah, the silly pints are really cool. I didn't actually see them in person until today, and I'm now the proud owner of a red and a black one. And
which one do you like better?
God, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
The red does really pop.
And
I've been on record saying that the red really does pop.
Did you see someone in the order comments?
They said
about the red t-shirt.
Tommy is right. The red really does pop.
Yeah.
And the red always does pop. But I don't know. The black looks good too. I don't know. It's like picking your favorite between your kids, right?
I know.
I only have one kid, but I can imagine that it would be hard to do.
No, and I have multiple, but I mean, it's not hard. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not very relatable.
Yeah, we do that all the time. Like it's how we decide which one of them gets to eat food for the day or which one gets let out of the house.
Yeah, it is a pretty standard procedure, I guess. Yeah, no, they both look really good though. So people should get on these. Lots of people, I think, have just been replacing their entire cupboard.
Yeah, it's funny how many people have ordered like 6.
People have put some really big orders of these things in. Yeah, most people are ordering multiples of these, which is great.
Yeah,
because they're a really cool product.
You and I just each have 2, so like we don't even have. There's
I know I'm not even in that club. Speaking of that though, before we get too far, Tanner, we do need a crispy little beverage to go with.
We've got just the cup to do it in.
This is a very special edition of What's in That Can. Not only because we have these amazing Lift Hard, Live Easy silicone pints, but this is a fan submission this week.
2 fan submissions in a row.
So I'm going to need you to turn your head for a second. So I'm going to pour it into the cup.
Right.
I'm going to pour it into the cup here, Tanner. I don't want you to see what's going on.
Right. Maybe I could tell everyone a story or something. I just didn't really have a story prepared, unfortunately.
Well, I'm gonna have these cracked.
I will just talk.
I will say I will follow up on this quick. Last week, was that only last week already when we had a liter of LaCroix?
Yeah, that was just last week.
Man, okay, I didn't really think about it till afterwards. A liter of LaCroix is like drinking 3 LaCroix in one sitting. You know, it's like 32 ounces.
Right.
That's a lot of LaCroix
That
in one
is a lot
sitting.
of LaCroix.
And after the podcast, I had to pee multiple times.
Look at what Dan Bell's our guest on the show tonight, and he just posted, as we're talking here, he's going to be joining us in not too many minutes, and he just posted himself drinking a LaCroix, actually, in honor of this big occasion. And if you don't know, we'll have to talk to Dan about it, but Dan is not a big sparkling water fan. But we don't really do the segment best Instagram/YouTube comment of the week anymore.
We don't.
But that one guy definitely, the one you were referring to at the beginning of the show, that guy definitely got best Instagram/YouTube comment of the week.
He did, absolutely.
And
if anyone's curious, that is on the meme we had about it was comparing Biden, Trump, and the
silly pipe,
yeah. The silicone glass to each other, which is already the dumbest premise ever. Right. and the 2 X's, there was a category that says dumb political things, and it had it check next
mark
to
for both
Biden and Trump,
and not for the silly pipe.
Besides the most diehard lovers of either one of those politicians, who would be like, yeah, they're politicians.
Of course they say dumb
political shit. Like that's literally what their job is.
Right.
And the only way you would get offended by that is if you are the most hardcore devotee follower of them.
And have a horrible sense of humor.
Oh, yeah. And of course, that person finds this post.
Right.
And it was funny. So yeah, they had a string of like 30 some comments of people.
It's always good when everyone else takes care of our dirty work.
So this is from our friend of the podcast, Andrew Baker.
Okay.
And he sent. I haven't even tried it yet. I haven't tried this yet, Tanner.
Definitely recognize Andrew's name from.
Yep. I was trying to save this for on air, so I'm gonna do. You know, it's out of a silicone glass, so that might change the flavor profile.
There's definitely a scent, but you know the flavor. Obviously, you've seen it, I suppose, but I don't. I'm going into this blind.
I'm trying to figure out if I would have guessed that or not.
Let me try that again.
That smooth drinking out of a nice lift hard, live easy silicone glass, though. I can tell you that.
That is tough. Man, sometimes I usually have a where I'm like, this might not be the right thing, but I know it's in the right ballpark. It's weird. I feel like this tastes good. I'm enjoying this flavor, and I don't know if I can even put my finger on the
Do you want a hint at all?
Let me try one more sip before I just completely have to give up here. Like the only thing, I'm not even sure if this is what it tastes like, but I feel like maybe like ruby red squirt is kind of what. So what is ruby red squirt? Don't tell me what.
I'm not even actually sure what flavor.
What is squirt?
Squirt is lemon. Is it? No. Squirt. I think is grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Yes.
Yeah. Ruby red.
And
grapefruit.
what is it? Is it a red grapefruit?
Right.
Like what is ruby
so I
red
guess
squirt?
that's kind of where that's my train of thought here. Is that even in the right?
Okay. Are you ready to hear?
Yeah.
You're actually very, very, very close, Tanner.
Okay.
The flavor is pink grapefruit.
Wow.
And the brand, do you see the brand?
Oh, Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly. You want to take a look at that?
Someone posted, I don't know if I shared it or not. I might not have, but someone tagged us in something where they had a Jelly Belly one in the store, sparkling water, and it wasn't this flavor, but I was like, what the hell is this madness? So the Jelly Bean Company is getting in the sparkling water game.
And so Andrew Baker had multiple times told me, you need to get this on the podcast. Tanner you need to get Tanner with this.
Yeah.
And then finally, after him reminding me way too many times and me forgetting,
Did
I
he
said
just send
yes.
it?
Well, I said yes. I'll go order it right now. Completely sold out on their website. Can't find it on Amazon. Can't find it anywhere. It was sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
I told him that, and he said, "I got you." And so then
did he send you 2 cans in the mail?
Yep. He said, actually, I think he sent me like 6. I have several left still.
I see you only gave me one, but
I had to save it for this special time. I can give you a few for the road, Tanner.
I'm surprised how actually close I was there through my.
That's pretty good. I was gonna tell you, like, it is a tried and true flavor is what my hint was gonna be.
It is really good. I really like this flavor though.
It is. I'd be curious actually to have it out of the can and see.
Yeah.
I kind of threw you off, not letting you have that aluminum base to drink it out of.
Man, I would say with the silly. Oh, dang it! We've got a silly pint ad that's all redone. And I just didn't. I forgot it. And
Next week.
yeah, next week we'll do the real
the full ad.
silly pint rundown.
Yeah, but
I even doctored it to just fit with us two here.
This just feels like quite the experience drinking out of these, Tanner. I feel
these are really good pint glasses though. Like everyone that holds one of these. Here's something.
They go, oh.
Joel, my friend Joel.
Yeah. I saw didn't he order one?
Yeah, he ordered one, and he's ordered a few Massenomics things over the year, but he's like extremely cynical and like makes fun of things even. And he got his today, and he even had positive feedback.
He did.
Yeah, he did say just got. He goes. Oh yeah, well worth the $30.
Did he order two?
No, just one. It really
okay.
like I was just being sarcastic, it was too expensive. And he goes, but seriously, this thing is way cool, way different than what I expected.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah,
and that
from
guy,
Joel,
as Tanner describes him, is cynical.
Yeah,
So.
Joel doesn't like things, and he's
a guy that doesn't like things like this.
Yeah, he was joking about that. He's like, oh. The price wasn't too bad, and then I realized there was the $5 shipping on top of it, But I do think for like what you get, it's actually a pretty cool, it is just I don't know, it's hard to describe. I think you actually have to have one of these. Yeah.
So Tanner, what do you give JD Power and Associates? How many did you give to this?
Oh, I give it a 4.
I think I'd put this in a 4 territory too.
I give this a 4. The Jelly Belly.
When you're talking sparkling
grapefruit.
water and you're using grapefruit as a flavor, you're already setting yourself up for a home run,
Either that or you're like setting yourself up for you have a high expectation to live up to.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you're Phil Jackson and you have a team with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. It's like, well, how are you going to mess? All the ingredients are there. How are you going to mess this up?
Yeah. I give it a 4. Like, how do you think it compares to the Pamplemousse?
This is
sweeter. I think.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Which you would Jelly Belly.
I'm going to assume that's the Jelly Belly family getting into there, making it a little sweeter, but it's good stuff.
It is good.
I'd buy it if I saw it in the store.
Yeah. So we covered good weather updates.
Yep, weather updates.
The what's in the can, of course.
What's in the can?
So our sparkling
I did
water
actually
updates.
have to tell you something. You said this a long time ago, and I forgot to tell you this like a week or two ago. I watched Fear City finally on Netflix, the one about the mob in New York.
Yeah, did you like that?
I did not realize that the mafia ran that much shit in New York in like the 70s and 80s.
Seems like it was the big deal.
Yeah, like I we live in the middle of the country, so New York is a foreign world to us. But I literally thought growing up, like you see like mafia gangster movies, and it just seems like you start to see enough of them that it just feels like it's a stereotype, and it's just played out like, all right, this is just this. It's like almost like a genre. Like you're watching a sci-fi movie. Of course, people can fly around and teleport. Like it's just everyone agrees. Like we'll just tell ourselves this lie, but the fact that like all of that shit was real, like blew my mind. I did not realize they had that type of influence. That was crazy.
Yeah, really is crazy.
So then like. Now thinking about Sopranos, like watching the Sopranos, is like, oh yeah, a lot of that wasn't just like blown up like, oh.
No, it's really like, that's kind of what it was like, apparently.
Like assuming in that time, they didn't obviously have the power they had in the 70s and 80s, but like the stuff that they're talking about wasn't like completely like, oh yeah, they're just saying this for random story plots. Like it is things that are plausible.
Yeah. And that was called what? Fear City?
Fear City.
When it's been so long we've talked about that, that I've even kind of forgot about that.
Yeah. I did like that. It's a 3-part series. I mean, it's only 3 episodes, so you can plow through that in no time. But I do give that. I would give that one easily for JD Power and Associates Awards.
Well, and the thing is, you like The Sopranos. You've watched it all. So, like, if you like The Sopranos, you kind of are predisposed to being like, oh yeah, I watched that whole series. Like, now here's like actually what the mob was more like in real life.
Yeah.
So it just kind of has an extra layer of interesting if you're in that category.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah. What about a couple podcast reviews? As long as we're talking about
I think
the podcast,
we should do some of those.
Actually, what I should bring up is we welcomed another member to the Grand Slam Club. Now we have 3 Grand Slam members, and of course, I'm talking about the podcast supporting memberships. Mm-hmm. I never knew that we would get to 3 Grand Slam memberships, but what's coming up? This has come from a couple people now that have requested is they want a level. They want an additional level.
What?
Yes, and I don't know how to go about this, if we should really even add an additional level, but a couple
like
people
too
have
much.
mentioned that, like someone said they want a $50 level so they can outdo all of the Grand Slam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
And this has actually come from a couple different people, but I'm a little torn on that. Like I even said this, I'm like, don't really know how we spin that we're providing you fair return at that point.
I would rather just have you buy stuff.
Yeah,
from us at that point.
yeah. But there's the part, it's a little bit of a competition amongst these guys, though. They want to actually, be the, because the best at this point you can do is the Grand Slam.
Yeah, when you're a high roller, you just want the world to know you're a high roller.
Right. Because right now the best you can do is Grand Slam, and there's 3 people in that category right now. I mean, that's very limited though. Like
it's not the norm.
Right. That's that's
still,
prestigious just to make the Grand Slam club.
That is. But the rich just want to get richer, right?
That's true. That's where we
have their wealth, use their wealth,
The other one.
How to get their wealth.
Yeah, that one first. Yes. So that was my comment on the supporting memberships. So we have seen an uptick of supporting memberships in general, though. So that's been really cool.
Yeah, that is. It's very much appreciated always.
You know what? I think what's been doing it is we've been explaining how that actually gets you to become a friend of the podcast. Like
you're in the club.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not just a supporting member. It's better said as a friend of the podcast, I think, is like the right way to look at it. Or
sending us beverages is another way to be a friend of the podcast.
Yep.
There's a few things you can do. Not just anyone can be a friend of the podcast.
Right. Be Brad Gillingham.
Yeah. Usually there's some type of gift giving involved, whether that's cash or liquids.
Yes. Most of the time, if not almost all, it involves you giving us something.
To be our friend, basically there's a transaction of you giving us
monetary
that's
compensation.
how it usually goes.
Yeah. But the podcast reviews have also been rolling in.
And did I just see someone set up on their phone a widget?
Yes.
iPhones now have widgets.
And I don't know about I don't know what that means exactly.
So iPhones, they have widgets now. So you can if you're on the new iOS 14, you can have these little things on your home screen.
Yeah.
Give you some different views and looks. But someone, I don't know how they did it, but they have a widget set up where they can see the number of podcast reviews that we have on their phone, which is
it's right
pretty
there.
Cool. Yeah.
It's right under their weather.
And what's it say? Massenomics podcast. What's it say? 250 some.
Yeah. Yep.
250 some reviews.
Yep. 254. So that's something.
Wow.
Yeah. That's impressive. So they kind of they want to keep abreast on the road to 300.
Keep that ticker running.
Yep.
Also, we did see before we even get to the reviews here, someone they did reply back that the lady, we had a podcast review from a lady. She confirmed it was not her husband on
using his phone. She actually did it.
The husband did not steal her phone. She actually left the review. So.
So that's a good wife.
So there's some closure there for everyone that was wondering what that mystery was about.
Yeah, we finally solved that one.
The wife actually did leave the review.
Yes. So this one is 5 stars. It's titled Excellent. It's from MRMG78. They said, great podcast. I learned something, but can't remember what. Sounds about right. Mm-hmm. 5 stars. The girl Gonza, and it's titled Fat Daddy Sacks.
Oh, yeah.
Because what is that?
That was a reviewer, I think, a while ago.
But this is Sacks, S-A-C-K-S, in quotation marks, Sacks. Because that wasn't it Fat Daddy Sex?
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. So this is actually Fat Daddy Sacks.
Okay.
On my second go around of listening through the podcast and out of nostalgia, stole my wife's phone to finally leave a review so past Tyler will stop hating me. This podcast deserves 10 out of 5 JD Power and Associates and an unlimited amount of cool beans. Thanks for what you do, fellas. Remember remember to keep bringing the heat and stay locked and loaded.
I remember.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, we said for an episode, we said we should have catchphrases.
Yeah.
And I think I said mine was going to be locked and loaded. And
Yeah.
you or Tyler said
Bring the heat. Yeah. And you're like locked and loaded.
I have actually thought of that a couple times.
Okay.
Between now and what that day we said that.
I was curious if you would remember that.
Yep, I do remember that.
So we're really, this episode, everyone, we're going to bring the heat.
And be locked and loaded.
Maybe we could bring those back. Last one here is from All American Chungus. Highly recommend, 5 stars. I never knew how to get strong, much less stay strong or use my strength. And I still don't after listening to the podcast, to be honest. But I have become an expert in the fields of hot sparkling waters and fast food dessert pastries. Bare minimum 5 JD Powers and 2 cool beans.
That's all you need.
Very good. Those are great reviews this go around.
Those are. God, I'm just curious for what 300 is going to bring us.
Oh,
I actually get excited every day thinking, oh, I can't wait till we get closer to 300 so we can do something crazy to celebrate 300.
I know. And I don't know if we talked about it last time, but we have been brainstorming Billboard ideas as just one of the possible go.
I mean, I feel like no matter what, there has to be another Billboard.
But I think on the rate it's going with people leaving these reviews, like that 300 thing is not going to be too far off from now.
Yeah.
So we really got to get serious.
We
about
should
what
look
we're
into
doing.
some more like just really ridiculous traditional media, like maybe take out an ad in the paper or like some radio ads or something, you know,
I
like
think
ads that basically lead people to a spot where they can't do anything.
No, I think ad in the paper is something we have to do at some point in time here. Like that, I've had that same thought. Like we need to put an ad in our local paper that just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like how can we do it that it makes absolutely no sense, but will be really hilarious for me to open up the paper and be like, they had to do it because we paid them.
We paid them money and they'll do anything if you give them money. Yeah. So
I'm
ideas.
calling it now. That's going to happen.
Yeah, we're taking ideas that people have. I mean, we could even just do a series of really dumb, tiny little wanted ads, you know, like there's no limit to what we could do there.
Yes. I think that's funny too. And then put Dan Bell's number in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's going to regret giving us that thing.
Yeah.
This is kind of random, but a South Dakotan from southeast South Dakota has recently appeared on national television. And the person's name is Dale Moss. I don't know if you ever knew that name. He was a football standout at SDSU.
Okay.
Actually, he was a basketball player, and I think his eligibility or something was used up in basketball. So then he played football for 1 year and then was drafted by like the Packers. And I think he played maybe for a couple. I don't know if he actually played, but he was on a couple different teams. Well, now he's on The Bachelor. And I feel like he's trying to take our thunder of being the jewel of South Dakota.
So he is on The Bachelor?
He is a contestant on The Bachelor.
But isn't that The Bachelorette?
Sorry. The Bachelorette. That's how little I watch.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking in my head, like The Bachelor is one guy, The Bachelorette is a bunch of guys.
And I actually did.
Because I was like, so you're saying he's The Bachelor.
He's The Bachelor. Yeah. I saw you doing the thing in your head.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did I mess up here? Yeah. And I used to always, back in the day, I'd throw this really huge party at my parents' house called Tent City.
Oh, yeah.
Where we'd get anywhere between, I don't know, like 50 and 100 people that would just come party. He did make an appearance.
Really?
So, yeah. So
was he handsome?
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah.
So, maybe we need to get some Massenomics gear to him or something.
That would be cool. Maybe
help him win over.
Is he still on the show?
I have heard he goes quite far, if not all the way on the show. So,
are you talking about like as far as with The Bachelorette? Or
I actually do. She is. My wife did have it on. She like watches it very casually, like in the background, like I think just to maybe talk to her friends about it. Like,
yeah.
But
I can't believe that's still a show.
Yeah, she's like the one episode that was on. She is like obsessed with him. Like she basically wouldn't even talk to the other guys. She was obsessed with him.
Really? Huh, it must be the South Dakota thing.
It's got to be that South.
He's not western, northeast South Dakota, but
yeah, southern, southeast South Dakota. You know, you got to make do with what you can. But some people are just a few directions short of all of them, like we are.
That's right.
So that's our South Dakota update. We got notable South Dakota people and weather this week.
Right. And what we're going to do in local advertising for Massenomics.
Our local advertising plan. We are unstoppable.
We're on a roll. So I suppose we'll do advertisements so we can then get to our friend Dan. See what kind of sparkling water he's enjoying tonight?
We're going to do it right now. Today's show is brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large sets the new standard for customer service within the strength world. Get email responses in hours, not days. They now have live website chat support available during the weekdays, so you can get advice from a real powerlifter with actual platform experience. The Lifting Large team wants to help you achieve new PRs in the gym and on the competition stage. When you're ready to try single ply and make your way to the dark side, give them a call. Lifting Large is home with a ground lock deadlift slipper, and it's always in stock and always ready to ship. I think someone else just recently made a comment the other day about something being the ground lock deadlift slipper of something
else.
I just love it when people say that. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using discount code MASS20 at checkout. That's MASS20 to save 20% on all Lifting Large branded items.
Would you say Labradoodles are the ground lock deadlift slipper of dogs?
I would say that. We were just talking about doodle dogs. Yeah. It was like the next day they had a picture of their dog.
I saw it then too. I was like, oh yeah, that's what he's talking about.
I get it now. Yeah. Place your orders at liftinglarge.com, and you can follow them on Instagram at liftinglarge.com. That's at liftinglarge, DOTCOM. The Massenomics podcast is also brought to you by Spud Inc. and the Spud Inc. neck harness. Don't neglect your neck. You can't be a meathead with a pencil neck, so check out the Spud Inc. neck harness today. Their industrial strength Velcro will hold up for years to come, even with the sweatiest of foreheads using it. Whether you need a strong neck for your sport or you just want a freaky strong neck, the Spud Inc. neck harness can get you there. Made from soft but extremely durable webbing and fully adjustable through industrial strength Velcro, the neck harness is the strongest, most comfortable neck trainer out there. Perform traditional neck exercises by attaching the harness to plate weight, or get creative with bands, sleds, or anything you can think of. Check out the Spud Inc. neck harness online at spud-inc-straps.com. This episode is also brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. If you've been training without a coach and have been looking for a competitive edge, remember to check out hybridperformancemethod.com. Hybrid has 15 different strength and fitness programs covering everything from powerlifting and strongman to gymnastics and general fitness, all included in one training membership. That's not all. Hybrid also offers one-on-one personalized nutrition coaching that uses lifestyle habits and a flexible approach to shape your nutrition plan around your current lifestyle instead of turning your lifestyle upside down in order to support unsustainable habits that only work in the short run the way most programs do. If you're ready to take your training, nutrition, or both to the next level, use code MASS in all caps, that's MASS, in all caps for 5% off membership to all programs for the life of your membership. Today's show is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and sat under a tree and thought of, I'm just kidding, and began powerlifting. He was
sitting there on his 5-minute lunch break at Image Barbell in the late 70s.
And he began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com.
Them's the ads. All right, let's try and call Dan the man.
Good evening.
Dan, you're live on the Massenomics podcast. How you doing?
Oh, great, guys. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing really good now, Dan.
I can imagine.
We actually cracked open. You know what? You listen to the Massenomics podcast from time to time, so you know we had our What's in the Can segment here a little bit ago, and we're sipping on what was in our can. But I just happened to notice something on Instagram right before we called you here. What are you sipping on over there?
It's limoncello. I believe. Yeah, the first drink, yeah, I almost spit it out, and then I went and grabbed a beer.
So where do you like? How much do you like or dislike sparkling waters?
I don't know. It just doesn't have a purpose.
But maybe that is the purpose, Dan, to not have a purpose.
I don't get it. I'm too simple, I guess.
How many have you ever started and finished one in your life before?
No, I don't believe so. Never once.
So
No, my wife drinks it. She actually likes it, but I can't stand it.
yeah. We had someone sent us this one we have tonight is Jelly Belly brand, like the jelly beans. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think you might like it.
What was that one? The one you had on Blaine's, it like almost gave me goosebumps. Like it was like blackberry something, and I just got chills.
Was it
Like cucumber?
yeah, like cucumber?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I couldn't stand it. Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah, it's like blackberry cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
Really bold flavors.
Yeah. Why?
So did you go to a brewski instead then?
Oh, of course. It's always good. Good night to have Coors Light.
Hey, did you get this? We sent some stuff out your way, I think, here not too long ago. Have you gotten that yet? Or did it get lost in the mail?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I actually walked in the house about 8:30 and then ran and took a shower. I brought the mail in. I think you guys just packaged lift heavy, live easy.
Yep.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Lift hard, live easy.
Lift hard, live. Yeah.
I'm staring at a cup that says it on it, so I know for sure. I have a cheat sheet.
Yeah, nice. Those cups look sweet too. I didn't even see those, but I saw those shirts. I was like, this is something I can get behind.
Yep.
And they're killer designs. So you guys did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah. Just trying to keep the people happy.
You guys do it so well. We're having a great podcast about nothing.
Yeah, we're off to a good start so far. When we were getting ready, Tommy and I were talking about it, and we came to the conclusion that we didn't know. So everyone knows that you're a world-class powerlifter and all that stuff. But what do you do for? Because you work a full-time job, I believe you kind of always have. What do you do for a living?
Yeah, I'm a fleet technician, so I have like different customers, like Syntaz and Airgas and Shred It. Like those are some of my customers, but I go to their parking lot, like work on all the trucks, do state inspections if I have to, or little things, or if it's a big thing, I diagnose it and send it to the shop. So it's just, it's fun. It's a fun job. I mean, now it's easy for me. I've done it for 17 years, so. But I can be pretty greedy sometimes, so I don't mind the 50, 60 hours a week. It just it keeps my mind occupied doing other shit too. So
yeah, because that's what we were saying. We're like, God, what does Dan do? Like,
Well, that's
because I think when we were, I thought I remember you saying something about working in a diesel shop when we talked to you at the Arnold, but I could not remember for sure.
yeah, I think at that time I was working for my dad, and he has a trucking company in Illinois. And we've been in business since 1934, so it's like it is second nature. I mean, I've been doing it since I was 14, so it's pretty cool.
So is there any type of machine that you don't work on, or with like diesel, gas, or any kind of engine? That's kind of your thing then, or what?
Yeah. Most of the over-the-road trucks and delivery trucks and stuff like that. Like I said, for Syntaz, they deliver uniforms on a daily basis, and they got 21 trucks I take care of. And then I've done like generators and stuff like that when I worked in Illinois. I worked on generators and even in Colorado. But because I went to school in Wyoming, and they like had a bunch of job opportunities around the area, so that was cool. I also built mining trucks for 7 years in Peoria. That was awesome. Like V18s and V24s, huge engines. The engines are like bigger than my garage.
So are those the trucks where the tires are like
15 foot tall?
Right. Yeah, crazy.
It was cool. That was a good job. I really did like that job, and it was fun getting to see that and like watch the process of complete put together and tear down to ship. Like it was cool.
How did you end up in Wyoming for college then?
It was Wyotech. It was a technical school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you probably drove through South Dakota sometimes to get there, I would guess.
Twice actually. I chose because I chose to. One time I wanted to see the Mount Rushmore, and then the other time I just hated Nebraska that much.
Yeah.
It was the worst 4.5 hours of life.
Yep.
Yeah, that Nebraska drive west. I mean, not that the South Dakota drive was great, but the Nebraska drive going west can get pretty rough.
Yeah.
So-
And like, I was only out there for 9 months for school, and then I worked for 2 months, and then I was like, oh, I'm going back to Illinois. Like, it sucked there too, but it just sucked more in Nebraska.
Yeah, so you were around Illinois for a long time, and in the Midwest in general, and then you packed up and moved to Florida. What had you going to Florida? Like, what made you make that big decision, that big move, and how do you like it?
I was just like noticing like my progression. Like, I try not to be a very stagnant person. I like, it's life. They got your ups and downs, but like I like progression, like doing other stuff. I like being in different areas and stuff like that. And I noticed like the winter months and the fall months in Illinois, like I had no motivation, even personally or in the gym. And I was like, I need to change. And at that time, I was talking to my now wife. She lived here. We were like kind of deciding whether she want to move up there or do I want to move down here. And I'm like, I got a chance to go. Let's go. And I was just in my backyard, let the dogs out, and nothing but shorts. So it's like, it's October. I know you guys couldn't do that now or wouldn't want to.
Yeah, we early in the podcast we started with our weather update. We do have 8 inches of snow forecasted for tomorrow. So
no thanks.
Yeah.
I'm good. The year before I moved down here, we had 310 inches of snow between like November and February.
Yeah.
And my dad also pushes snow for the town too. So there was a couple 2-3 days where I didn't go to sleep pushing the snow, and that's no, I'll never do that again.
My dad does that too.
We have a few guys at the gym that do that.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's just they go, once like January hits, it's like, yep, they're not sleeping for like a week. Right.
Yeah, game on. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
What part of Florida do you live in? Like,
I'm just north of Daytona Beach. Like, you really can't.
So that's
tell
on the
difference.
ocean side, right? Then.
Yeah. The Gulf side's gorgeous. I do like going to the Gulf side. I got an aunt that has a house over there, and like we got friends that live in Tampa and other stuff like that. There's a lot of powerlifters, like Central Florida, like decent name guys. Jordan Wong.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jordan Wong's from. I know where I've been to where he trains. In his area quite a few times. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a lot of good guys down here. And,
he's just opening a gym right now. I think maybe even something. I think Jordan is.
Yeah, I just posted about it the other day. Yeah, he's really excited. He got a hold of the guy that started when COVID hit. He sponsored me now, iCell Fitness. He was like,
okay,
trying to work some stuff out to get some equipment sooner than he planned because I think he was trying to do it, but later on he's like, nope, got to open now. So good for him. I'm happy for him. I hope it works out. I don't know it will. He's a great guy. Got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
definitely.
Right on. So you're probably not moving back here anytime soon, you don't think?
No, I have no intent on ever moving back.
Well,
maybe a little bit farther north, but never back to Illinois.
You could come to Northeast South Dakota. We make room. We'll get a monolift for Massenomics Gym if you come.
I would never hate my life that
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
Do you? I'm guessing you do listen to Tom's Let's Get Stupid podcast. Do you listen to that usually?
Of course.
Do you like how they pipe in your laugh in every single episode now?
It's so funny. I giggle every time I hear it.
I like the way they have it too, because like Tommy has buttons where he can play some different things, but they have it where it's like pre-piped in at random, like at say like the 30-minute mark. It just like so they'll be in the middle of conversation and it just like goes off.
I think the other day it scared Tom.
That is funny.
More podcasts should probably have that, actually.
Yeah, that should be a requirement.
I would not mind. Yeah, I would not mind it. That's funny. Those guys are good guys. I'm actually headed to Tom's wedding this weekend. The wife and I fly out Friday morning.
Yep.
And so we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing the cold. Not staying in long, but we'll be there till Sunday. Yeah, she's excited. She's she was born in New York, but then lived down here most of her life. And like the second time she ever saw snow was 2 years ago when she came up and saw me when I was living in Illinois. So yeah,
It's a weird thought to me. Like that someone hasn't seen snow before.
Seen it twice this week already.
Yeah, it's funny.
I don't know if you were. What are you going to do next meet wise? Is it are you kind of at a point now where you don't know for sure, where you're taking it a little easier for a while, or what is your plan of attack?
Yeah. Well, the showdown, I tore my calf. It wasn't too horrible, but it's something that it's had me down for 3 weeks now, and I only squatted 700 on Sunday. It was a little tighter than normal, so I just shut it down there. But I'm just hanging out. I'm trying to heal up from that, and then I had a good tear. I was peaking for 28 months. Really, is all I was doing.
Right.
A modest peak.
Well, you've probably heard us talk about it on here before. It's like, it's just like every meet, Dan will be there, and he's going to do either he's going to break the world record, or it'll be kind of like right around the area.
There was like a stretch where it's like we talk about what to title the podcast, and like every other week it was like, we can't say Dan Bell broke another world record again. Like that can't be the name of every podcast episode.
That's awesome. It's a good problem to have. Like I said, it was fun for me. I did enjoy that little run, but I just felt like it was time to shut down. I said it before the showdown too, even I was just like, hate that it came to where it had like just an injury, but I'm happy it was a minimal injury. I'm not playing anything like in the near future, maybe February, but I'm not like 100%. And that's actually the hybrid meet. You guys, I was talking to John the other day. You guys trying to talk you guys into coming down for that. That'd be a blast.
We were just talking about it the other day. We want to see what happens with the Arnold and what happens in general. And there's so many. It's just so crazy now. You can never really plan on anything like the way things are with everything going on.
With everything going on.
No, for sure.
But we talked about it. Like, there's no doubt that would be fun, and that it could be a good deal for us to get down there, and if nothing else, just hanging out and doing the fun stuff. Yeah,
I see the Arnold happening this year, but I think it's just going to be like governed only so many people or only so many tickets or something like that. And I don't know if it'd keep the same popularity as before, but especially worth the expense to go and hopefully not fall on your face.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I was talking, who the heck was that? Well, like Lift Evil and all those guys are in the same situation. Just like, what do we do? And I know they're selling the booths because that's your money now becomes theirs.
Right.
Like, I'll give you 50% off next year.
Well, I know Tom Finn said that he signed up for a bigger booth even, and got more. It's like
double down.
Yeah. And now it's like, well, and at the time, and I agreed with them at the time we did it. This last year's just got canceled, and it's like, well, we'll give you next year's for 50% off, a bigger one. And it's like, it's going to be fine by a year from now.
Like, things will be fine a month from now, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, exactly. Wait a second, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure. I know you guys aren't too political, but November might tell a lot more stories than what does happen and what will happen.
No, we're transitioning this into a political podcast. That's kind of so that fits in good.
What a horrible idea.
It would be a horrible idea.
Oh, God.
I would dread it every week.
Right. Yeah. You guys literally make my Mondays. Like, I get excited about waking up and getting all my shit together, then going and getting in my truck and just throwing your podcast on and driving to a job site. Like, I get forward to it. It is fun to listen to you guys. You guys do great stuff. And last week with Jack Reeves, that was cool as hell. I had no idea that was the guy behind that whole corporation and whatnot. And he knows a lot of people. You can tell just by the way he speaks about people he knows. Like, he knows his shit. So,
that was interesting. And we didn't know anything about him much either.
He really knows the ins and outs of strongman and all the stuff going on there. Like, there's no doubt about that.
You've done didn't you, at one point in time, didn't you do a couple strongman competitions, or you did one or something like that?
Yeah, I did one. It was USS one in Moline, Iowa, and the week
Okay.
before I did a meet, and like I did the meet, and I just signed up for the meet on a whim, so I wasn't really peaked, but I did pretty good. And then like the next day, I was fine.
Yeah.
Like even later that night, like I wasn't achy. I was feeling great. I went to do that strongman competition the next weekend. 30 minutes after that damn thing, I was walking like a cripple out of the restaurant. Like, I was wrecked. Yeah, it was fun. I did an 800, or no, I did a 1,000-pound yoke, and I looked like a baby deer. It's hilarious.
I remember you. So you're not going to make the trip up to Savannah, Georgia next month to throw your name in the ring for America's Strongest Man?
I'm good. Actually, I'm kind of good friends with that Jose Baez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's looking strong. But so I actually, like Frank from Lift Evil, and a couple other people are going to be up there. And we were just throwing around the idea like last month. I might make the trip up there. It's only like 4-hour drive for me, so it's nothing horrible. Just like Miami. So Miami's 4 hours too. So
why don't you just rub in all these cool East Coast things you get to do while we're...
I think we looked. What was it, like 38 hours?
Yeah, we were looking what the drive would be for us to Miami if we were to drive there and pack all our stuff, and it was like 30 hours or something. It's like it would take like 3 days to drive there. And you're like, oh no, we'll just skip down to Miami and then we'll just go up to Georgia quick. It's all, Frank will come down and it's
I'm really like throwing around that idea. I'm excited to watch it. I don't get like a chance to. Now they have him in Bradenton, though. I think that's the world's strongest man. Or
that's
right across. That's only 3.5 hours away too. So it's like
you should go to that.
I'm not going to compete. No, no way. But
you could go and call Shaw out or something.
Just talk shit.
You can't squat as much as me.
Yeah, you got tiny shoulders. Get out of here. Robert Oberst and I had that discussion one day at the Arnold. I don't even remember what brought on the subject, but he like grabbed me and he like grabbed my shoulder. He's like, "Damn!" And I was like, yeah, he's like, well, what do you bench? I was like, bro, right around 500. He's like, and I was like, what do you squat? He's like, oh, I haven't done much over 600. And I was like, yeah, I just squatted a grand for a double in the cage. Like, something ridiculous.
If you grew your hair out and it got kind of curly, Robert Oberst would kind of have you guys wouldn't have completely dissimilar looks, I don't think.
Yeah.
And do like a look-alike type.
Yeah.
There's a bodybuilder on the like in California. I think he's in San Diego, but he's got that same longer hair. And there's some guy that kept tagging me, like me, him, and Robert Oberst are like, we can't tell who's who, and I'm just like. Clearly, I'm not these two.
I feel like that was probably someone that's into like the whole bear thing that was trying to like.
I looked at his profile and he was like a wolf, like or like a baby wolf or something like that.
He was just trying to get you guys to set up an OnlyFans. I think is what that was about.
Yeah.
Set up? What do you mean? He was trying to get my link.
Do you still get those sort of DMs from time to time?
It's not really that frequent, and like 9 times out of 10, I think it's just mostly a bot.
Not near as frequent as you would like it to be.
You've just been playing hard to get for so long, it's backfiring on you.
Everybody got so mad when I started handing out those price sheets. Like I had it in my notes folder, and a price sheet for photos and whatnot. And then I'm asking, did Massenomics put you up to this?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You did say that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's great.
That's so funny because I think about that. That was like one of the first times I had done a podcast for what I thought was a bigger name podcast, and then you guys like
how wrong you were.
Well, they both kind of blew up too. So like even since then. So yeah, for sure. It's good to see good people, getting something out of the powerlifting. And you guys do the strongman side, and Tommy knowing a lot more of the USAPL and stuff like that. You guys definitely put out great content. I mean, for a podcast about nothing, you guys do a damn good job of talking about something.
Well, we worry about that too much sometimes, that it gets to be too far, like it's not close enough to nothing. Sometimes we get too much. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I like you guys been having a lot more guests too. You guys gonna keep doing that?
I think so. That's the
yeah.
plan, and we like to get power lifters on, like you, get the strongman guys and stuff on like that, and then we've been trying to. The other thing is mixing in these people that just run, maybe do podcasts like us, or maybe like run the big Instagram meme accounts and that sort of thing, like we've done, and it's kind of interesting to see what people got cooking.
Yeah, the subpar powerlifter
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He sounded like a 13-year-old.
Well, and the thing, like just like that one, or the other one we did,
Immortal Barbell.
We literally knew nothing about those people.
Yeah.
We just reached out and said,
it's purely like, sending a DM and then we get a phone number and we hope for the best.
and it's like, this could be a 12-year-old for all we know,
Or
Right.
this could just crash and burn so
Yeah.
hard because they could just be terrible on the phone. But luckily that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
This guy could have a 1,200-pound total.
Like the guy that beat you in the eating contest at the pizza.
It's so weird because sometimes his stuff will pop up on my newsfeed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe I still follow this guy.
He probably, do you think, does he follow you, do you think, on there?
No, I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
I think maybe at one time he did, but there's like no significant communication. And
Yeah.
Like he'll only post picture every once in a while. I was like, it still gets under my skin that he beat me, but
That's why you've, like, to overcompensate it, that's why you've gone on this big powerlifting tear the last couple of years. You're like,
Just to prove it
like,
wrong.
I'm gonna finally show that guy that
I got a picture of him in front of my squat rack. Like,
you don't have one of like Andre Milanichev or
That can eat a pizza faster than you.
that was all funny. That was such a good time too. I had a blast.
That was.
Back in the Arnold days.
Yeah, back when we used to be able to do things like that.
Didn't have to wear a mask everywhere.
But that was at the Arnold like 3 years ago, was it? I mean, it was
the first one we went to. So
17.
not this year. The year before we had a booth. We did 2. So I mean, that would be
No, it had to have been 16.
4 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, this coming up year would be 5.
Yeah.
5 years ago, yeah.
That is insanity.
It is. Wow,
Oh,
that's a long
that's
time.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I should hear something about Buddy Cap's Texas bars. You guys sponsor?
We were just talking about the story.
Buddy, the Buddy. Oh God!
Lift
You guys
Sputnik
sponsor
neck
me.
harness?
Yeah, they get caught in my head. I'm like repeating them like all the time.
Spudding supports sports performance. And
Yeah, and then their website at the end is funny.
yeah, that's what someone made the comment about that. They DM'd me this week. He's like, I love the Spud Inc. ad because at the end it's spud-inc/ .com/com/inc, like, because we always read it all off, and like they just added in like a whole bunch of dots and dots and dashes in there.
It's like Morse
that's
code.
funny.
Yeah. Morse code of websites. Dan, we do have an overrated, underrated. Are you? I think at this point you're probably pretty familiar with the game, huh?
I'm pretty stoked about it. Like that was the first thing I thought about when you asked me to come on. I was like, oh yeah, overrated, underrated.
Yep, that is the best part. And I think we got some pretty decent ones this time. Some that make sense for you, and some that we just thought were good. So
They're all political, just so you know.
Yes. Like we said, we want to keep this one really political.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so the first one, overrated or underrated, is, I guess the one word topic is coefficients, but what we're talking about is powerlifting meets using coefficients. So whether we're talking not one specific, but whether it's Wilks or dots or just the coefficients at powerlifting meets.
Yeah, I was actually the one I kind of kind of threw a fit at the showdown when he said he was going to go for dots. I was like, but you qualified everyone by Wilkes. Like, how does this make sense?
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, damn, nobody else brought that up.
Did you listen to John Hack on our podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Because did he say something about that?
He thought? Yeah, he brought it up. Yeah, because well, of course, it favors me. Why would it? I'm not mad about it.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah. So I knew. Well, because I messaged the guy at the showdown too, and I'm just like, if you're going by dots, there's no point in me even coming. Like, I'll hit PRs in the gym and drink beer on the beach all weekend. Like, I don't care. Instead of going to Kansas City, I hate that town. It's so dirty. It's just filthy. Kansas City's gross.
So Kansas City overrated.
They should. The Chamber of Commerce should reach out to you to be a spokesman for their ad, like on the radio.
Kansas City, it's gross.
So gross.
So you like what would be the other option? I mean, you just have to go by total then.
Right.
Still, and then I'm still a happy camper.
Right. Yeah. So and I don't know. I guess what we're kind of thinking about is just how it almost like maybe not in super heavyweight. It's not as much an issue, but like the total seems to have gotten de-emphasized sometimes because it's like we're talking about this Wilkes and stuff so much in comparison. It's like, well, isn't it kind of about the total? Like, isn't that the
Yeah, I think it's really like unspoken because they know that that's what matters the most.
Right.
Coming from the guy that's got two. Yeah, it really just like I think it's an effective way, but I don't like dots just because it doesn't favor me, and I like the Wilkes, but I don't necessarily care too much. It is about the total, big time for me. So.
Right.
Yeah, if it has a difference between money, then I'm going to go for Wilkes, of course.
Right.
And I heard the U.S. Open. Yeah, the U.S. Open's going by Wilkes this year. I just had a conversation with Gracie the other day about going out to it. But I don't know if that's in my cards right now, and we'll just kind of see how February goes. But I don't know if it's what we should say, underrated or overrated. We can debunk that one. That's just a dumb question.
I think that's fair. Okay, so number two. Number two, overrated or underrated, Will Ferrell.
Oh, definitely underrated. He does. Yeah, him and Adam Sandler can be on the pedestal, like the greatest movies. Besides Adam's newer stuff, but Adam back in the day.
I just watched Big Daddy with my son last night, and
30 pack of ketchup.
I wipe my own ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Will Ferrell's good. I like everything he's done, even some of the serious roles he's played. So definitely, in my eyes, he's underrated. I think he just needs to get out there more, but he's also getting older.
Yeah. I watched the movie where it's with it's like some ski trip where he's with. It's like his newest movie, I would assume. Oh, it's called Downhill, I think.
Oh, I didn't see one.
I don't know what it's new, and it's with Elaine from Seinfeld, like that's his wife on there. And it's not like a straight up it is not like a Will Ferrell comedy. It's pretty weird, but for what it's worth.
Different. Yeah. He's had a few of those. I mean, yeah, for every good day there's a bad.
That's true. Can't be a world record every movie.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
No Grammy.
No. Okay, topic number 3, overrated or underrated, Taco Bell.
It's overrated. Taco Hell. You're sitting on the toilet. It's almost worse than Chinese. At least with Chinese, I'm hungry again. But with Taco Bell, I don't want to leave the bathroom. You don't know what's going to happen next. Especially at 34, it's getting worse for me.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like Taco Bell. Not a fan.
And
college? College is a different story. That was Taco Bell should have been my middle name. It could have been.
What about Taco John's? Did you have Taco John's in Illinois and stuff when you were there?
Yeah, we did.
But you probably don't have it in Florida.
No, not at all. No. We got
Haha, we got you on Taco John's then.
I actually paid my best friend Sheeks $100 to bring me a Casey's pizza when he flew down here last night.
Casey's pizza.
Yeah, and he legit like folded it up and put it in a cooler and brought it down. For
So Casey's breakfast pizzas are really good.
It's never not good.
Oh,
No.
Casey's. Yeah, I love Casey's breakfast pizza. That shit's good.
Yeah.
Is Casey's
Same
a
here.
Midwest only? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something people love Casey's pizza though. Like people, and for people that don't know, this is a gas station, and people around here like go to the gas station to get pizza. Like I don't know if that's not just
So
a little
popular.
pizza. Like instead of going to Pizza Hut, people get it from Casey's gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2018, the first time I had a store that was open 24 hours or something. It was like soup. Like they were way behind the game, but their pizza's damn good. Yeah.
All right, so that's good, but no Taco Bell.
No way.
Okay, last one, and you know about the last one. The last one's always the best one. Usually is what we'd say.
Yeah. Glad to hear that.
It's where we get the most political. Okay.
So excited.
So overrated or underrated nipple piercings?
I think that goes by person, but I don't know. I think if a lot more people had them, they'd have a lot better time. But,
I don't think that's an unreasonable.
I mean, that does make sense.
Yeah.
I think I kind of be underrated. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. You know, some people are like, ew, gross. I'm like, whatever. It's not your body. Bye. Actually, freshman in high school, so like I'd wear two shirts because people would like the juniors and senior boys come down the hallway and like hit me in the tit. So I always like had pepperoni nipples. It was weird. Yeah. So then like I think I was 21 the first time I got it done. I was like, this looks badass and makes my nipple small. Let's run with it. Oh, that's funny. I don't think I've ever told anybody that story. That's
funny. That's just you. That's smart. That's like problem solving.
That's aesthetic and functional.
Do you have tattoos? I can't really remember. Okay.
Yeah, I got quite a few. Actually, kind of just started on my sleeve on my right arm, getting the ball rolling. I found a guy that's pretty close and I trust. So
getting tatted up.
Well, I'm not getting any younger, and I've always wanted more tattoos. It's just been like lack of time, lack of money. So it's just like in Florida, it's beautiful all the time. So just chill, get tattoos, go to work.
You've been spending too much on lift shorts lately.
They're all in the sometimes there's two pair that I got. I don't know. They're like the size is different because there's two pair that I can wear and the other two pair I don't like. It's just too skinny in my waist. Yeah. So you just got to keep flaunting that cash. My lift shorts.
That's right. Living that Florida high life.
Yeah.
Driving to Miami whenever you want to and wearing lift shorts. 4 pairs of lift shorts in the closet.
All four on
hanging
at once.
They have hangers like. You're gonna scream at the wife. These are the lift shorts only.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. That was fun. I always love hearing from you guys because you've been always great. And like I said, 5 years now, man. It's been quite a ride.
Yeah, I don't know what's more shocking, that you're still pumping out like world record
1,000+
lifting
squats,
or that we're still doing Massenomics stuff. I actually don't know what's crazier there.
One's certainly more impressive than the other. The squats, the lifting, but like this, they're equally as crazy.
Just the fact that we're both still going is mind-blowing.
Right.
Oh, definitely. No, I couldn't agree more. You guys, I love it. Like I said, you guys make my Monday.
Did you have any? You mentioned iCell Fitness. Is there any other sponsors or anything like that we should shout out?
I'm kind of still with the boys, Jamie Boss. They're kind of laying low until the COVID stuff gets all the way over and they see some more meets. I mean, everybody knows more meets are coming. They're pumping out more every day. So Yeah, JB Boss, Pioneer. We both love that guy. He's such a good dude.
Yep.
Matt's a great guy. I'm really excited for him and the way things are taking off for him. I'm working with Never Been Stronger. I've been with that protein company for a while, putting supplements and whatnot. And ISO Fitness. Those guys are great. Wicked Worth beard oil. It keeps my wife liking me a lot more. Other than that, there ain't much more.
All right.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, it was a lot of fun, Dan.
Finish that LaCroix.
No way.
See ya.
See you later. Dan Bell.
The one and only.
And I think we know it was all.
It was Cool Beans. You beat me to it.
I did.
Yeah.
I was on it.
I didn't even
too fast.
I didn't even have time to it to fully register how Cool Beans that was.
It was very Cool Beans.
So Dan's always fun, as you
He
can
is.
tell. Like,
it is crazy though when you think about it. Okay, 5 years. A lot of powerlifters don't compete for 5 years, especially at his level. Like a lot of people at that level, will do meets
especially
for a couple of years, and they're
gone.
They're done.
Either
they're gone.
a debilitating injury or
They're just
like
over powerlifting.
Yeah, just fizzled out. Just like can't
so
do
like
it anymore.
One, it is crazy that we talked to him 5 years ago and he's still doing it.
Yeah.
And two, how many podcasts and apparel companies and shit like that come and go in 5 years? And Massenomics was very different then, but the fact that we're still doing Massenomics 5 years later is pretty nuts.
If you look at either lifting podcasts that last for 5 years, it's a small.
Lifting podcasts that last for a year is a small.
That is true.
Because we were actually just talking. We got coming up. In a couple months here, we update our best podcasts
10,
of the year, and every year we do 10. We do 10 podcasts, and every year 5 of them we have to take off the list because they don't even exist anymore.
Yeah, it's not because we dislike them and we're like, oh no, this podcast sucks now. It's
they don't
because
put out
they
new
stopped
stuff.
making podcasts. And I'm pretty sure like half the list will turn over again. We kind of talked about it briefly, and I'm like, yeah, this one's not doing it anymore. This one's not doing it anymore. This one's not doing it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I would have to look at the list and look at some other things. What lifting podcasts have?
I mean, Iron Radio is probably the
Iron
only
Radio
one.
for sure.
They're
has
probably the
gone
only
much
one.
longer than us. I don't know if like one of those CrossFit ones, if like barbell
maybe.
shrug. I mean, it's so far out of my scope.
Yeah.
I don't even know
I feel
what
like they don't. I feel like that disappeared too, though, because
or
those guys
what's
all did
the
their own thing.
other one that Tyler was kind
Was
of
it like the Wadcast?
Yeah,
or-
like that. Is that a thing?
I would
like we're
assume
too
they've
far
all-
out of the.
yeah.
You
I
could
would
almost actually separate CrossFit from like the typical scope I'm thinking about here.
Yep.
So I don't know which which other ones it would be that have been pumping them out this long. Well, do you say Mark Bell? There was a transition there.
But
where
even his isn't the same podcast it was 5
No,
years ago.
right.
It's a different name. It's different people.
right.
It's
Certainly not the same podcast. I think everyone can agree on that.
It's very different.
Yeah. Or even like Jim McD and Silent Mike, they are doing a different, they're podcasting still, but it's a different podcast and different format and some different people.
Like, are you saying 50% facts? Or
Yeah. Because
But,
they
like, is
were Mark
50%
Bell's Power cast.
Are they still going to, because they're going to keep podcast, like, do you know, are they still going to do 50% facts once they get this Third Street barbell up, or?
They're going to keep podcasting, but they really don't do it in the true format of 50% facts anymore. It's just basically switched to like what all the podcasts are.
That's why I was curious, like if they're going to keep that name.
They've talked about that, and I don't know. I would wonder if they wouldn't just switch it to like the Third Street barbell at some point in time.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And just so it's all branded similar, because like they're putting a lot into the branding and stuff of that, as I can tell. So it would make sense. We've had both those guys on the podcast, so I don't know that they're on our short list to be back, like, because we want more new people, but it would be very interesting to talk to them about that whole process at some point in time too.
Yeah.
And maybe there's even a way to get like both of them, and it's like the Power Man 5000 thing again, where it's
when worlds collide.
podcasting worlds collide. Yeah. But yeah, I guess what were we talking about?
Cool beans.
Okay.
And then I think we got distracted.
Right. Yeah. Just how, and in the apparel side of it too.
Oh, we were talking about longevity.
Yeah. Longevity because of Dan. But in the apparel side of it, there's more longevity certainly than there is in the podcast side of it.
Well, yeah,
I
because you
think-
can have a store up, and I mean, for all people know, your store does nothing, or it does thousands or tens of thousands or
Right.
more. You don't know. The
Right.
store's just sitting there.
Right. But there certainly has been some brands that you, at some certain points in time, you were very aware of and seem very prominent, and at this point are like, are they still something,
Yes.
or are they not a thing anymore?
Yep. And yeah, that one's hard to tell because you just don't really know.
And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you go to their website. Yeah, a website
Yeah,
exists
there's
still.
a website and you can buy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if these designs have been here for a year or
Like,
6
are
months.
people
or a
buying
day.
them?
Yeah. And that too
Yeah.
is for people buying this. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
So Dan is applying the cockroach, the world famous Massenomics cockroach technique, where it's just like, oh no, I'm just going to keep on doing this,
I will
and eventually,
outlast everyone.
eventually, I'm going to be better than all of you.
It's not a bad approach.
Yep. Okay. Massenomics stuff. Like us on everything, etc. Yada yada.
We've both been playing with these silly pints.
Yeah.
The silicone pints for the entire episode, and not only are they fun to drink out of,
It's
but
like
they
a stress
are
ball.
Yeah, it is.
It
They are
doubles
fun
as a
to
stress
play
ball.
with. Yeah.
Because I've been fiddling with it the entire time.
Yeah. Fun to look at. Maybe even more fun to play with.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Fun to drink out of. Whoa.
So what are you doing over there?
Yeah, that's probably all of our stuff though. Yeah. Buy some of our stuff if you haven't already, like these silicone glasses, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all that goodness. Massenomics.com/join to,
Supporting member.
put your name
Friend of the
into
podcast.
becoming a friend of the podcast.
Yep.
Make a run at the Grand Slam if you think you have it in you.
Got the grapes.
You got the grapes. Yeah. Otherwise, that's probably it, Tanner.
All right. Where do they find you on Instagram, Tommy?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
And you can find me at Tanner_Baird, but who cares about that? Make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.